Yeah. How's the thing working, man?
Right now.
5 minutes.
Good to see you again, Legislator Colby.
I got my fancy clothes on.
I
Kobe,
won't
you
say
just came
anything.
from hunting?
This came from the barn.
Oh,
I was gonna say you're missing your hat, so it isn't too fancy there, Bob.
No,
Robert.
it would have been, if this had smell vision, you would really enjoy me.
We're gonna start in 1 minute.
Okay.
Someday I'm sure it will.
Robert, this is a come as you are party. You know that.
All inclusive, all inclusive.
Oh, product placement.
The October 20th, 2020 special meeting of the Monroe County Legislature will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll? Mr. Alcoffer. Mr. Alcoffer? Here. Mr. Alcoffer is present. Mr. Ansello?
Here.
Mr. Ansello is present. Ms. Barnhart?
Here.
Ms. Barnhart is present. Mr. Baroth?
Here.
Mr. Baroth is present. Mr. Baines?
Here.
Mr. Baines is present. Ms. Boyce?
Here.
Ms. Boyce is present. Mr. Brew?
Here,
Mr. Brew is present. President Carbone? Here. President Carbone is present. Mr. Colby?
Here,
Mr. Colby is present. Mr. Delahanty?
here,
Mr. Delahanty is present. Mrs. DeFlorio?
Here.
Mrs. DeFlorio is present. Mr. Dondorfer?
here,
Mr. Dondorfer is present. Mr. Felder?
here,
Mr. Felder is present. Mr. Flagler Mitchell?
here,
Mr. Flagler Mitchell is present. Ms. Hassman?
Here.
Ms. Hassman is present. Mr. Hebert?
Here,
Mr. Hebert is present. Mr. Keofet Lacey?
here,
Mr. Keofet Lacey is present. Ms. Lamar?
Here.
Ms. Lamar is present. Mr. Lee?
here,
Mr. Lee is present. Mr. Mafucci?
here,
Mr. Mafucci is present. Mr. Marinetti?
here,
Mr. Marinetti is present. Mr. Morelli?
here,
Mr. Morelli is present. Ms. Roman?
Here.
Ms. Roman is present. Ms. Smith?
Here.
Ms. Smith is present. Ms. Taylor? Ms. Taylor is excused. Mr. Turp?
here,
Mr. Turp is present. Mr. Wilcox?
here,
Mr. Wilcox is present. Mr. Wilt?
here,
Mr. Wilt is present. Mr. Udelson?
here.
Mr. Udelson is present.
We will need to suspend the rules of the legislature for the purpose of prohibiting public in-person attendance in accordance with Executive Order 202.1, which was extended through November 3rd by Executive Order 202.67. We have a motion before you, which is moved by Legislator Brew and seconded by Legislator DeFlorio. This is a non-debatable motion. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Item carries. Please join me in a moment of silent prayer. Please stand as Legislator Hebert leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Legislator Hebert.
Pledge allegiance
Allegiance
flag
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One
one nation, under God, indivisible, with
liberty and justice for all.
This meeting has been closed to the public, and all legislators are participating via teleconference in accordance with Executive Order 202.1 and 202.67. In keeping with this legislature's tradition of openness, the meeting is being live streamed on YouTube through the legislature's official channel. Everyone participating via video or teleconference will please mute their devices, except to obtain the floor or cast a vote. If seeking to obtain the floor, please simply state your name and wait for me to call on you before proceeding with your question or statement. The clerk will read the full title of each resolution and referral to avoid any confusion as to which item is before the legislature. All votes will be held via voice vote unless a roll call is requested. We will now hold the public forum. Mr. Clerk.
There's no one registered for the public forum, nor were any written comments submitted in advance of the meeting.
We'll now proceed with the consideration of motions, resolutions, and notices. Will the clerk read the next item on the agenda, please?
Item number 1, referral 20-0302, providing that resolution introductory number 387 of 2020, entitled authorizing contract with Phoenix Business Inc. for SAP hosting support services, be lifted from the table.
Move it, Mr. President.
Second.
Moved by legislator Brew, seconded by legislator Flagler Mitchell. This is a motion to lift from the table. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Item carries. Next item.
Item number 2, referral 20-0302, providing that resolution introductory number 387 of 2020, entitled authorizing contract with Phoenix Business Inc. for SAP hosting support services, be approved or be
Move
adopted.
it, Mr. President.
Second.
Moved by legislator Brew, seconded by legislator Flagler Mitchell. This is a motion to adopt. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Item carries. There being no unfinished business, legislator Brew.
Mr. President.
Yes, who's that?
Legislator Flagler Mitchell.
Yes, legislator Flagler Mitchell?
Yes, I just wanted to say I know that you can sleep at night.
What was that? We didn't hear you.
I'm pretty sure that you can sleep at night, Mr. President.
Oh, tonight we'll all sleep well. Thank you very much, legislator Flagler Mitchell. There
All
being
right,
no
guys,
unfinished
let's-
business?
All right.
Pardon?
I'll respond later.
You want to respond now?
No, it's okay. I just
Okay.
believe that our chamber should act accordingly.
I agree 100%. Legislator Brew.
Hearing no other business before the legislature, this legislature is scheduled for the next meeting of Tuesday, November 10th, 2020 at 6 p.m.
Meeting adjourned.